Hey guys, another episode of Bushcraft north of 60, but we're not north of 60 today. We're barely probably north of the 45th parallel because we're in Nova Scotia. Here for a little vacation. Visiting family pretty much. I mean, I probably wouldn't come back here otherwise. Not that it's a bad spot, but I love my Northwest Territories. But hey, here we are. A nice little trail that we can walk on here. So this is the stuff I grew up on, roots, rocks, and this is what I learned to mountain bike on. Cool. I don't know what she's going on about. I think she's sneezing on bugs. Yeah, there's a trail that goes up to that. I don't know if that's an erratic or part of the bedrock. I know one way to find it. Let's see what we got in here now. Well, that was a fun little hike up. Decided to take another trail off, and looks like it comes out somewhere high. Garbage. I hate doing that. What a great place to have a small 4x4. Oh, good thing I bought a small 4x4. Yeah, I was going to do an unveiling video here earlier, but I'll wait till I get back to town. I won't tell you what it is yet, but I bought a small 2-door short wheelbase body-on-frame traditional 4-wheel drive with a stout drivetrain.
Hey, look, this looks like fireweed.
Looks it.
I didn't know it grew.
And what else? Skid plates, some goodies. So it's a quasi fixer-upper. It doesn't really need much fixing up, but a little bit of tooling for the woods, but it'll come.
To be driven.
And tires. Tires are ready to fall apart on it. Grace used to upgrade.
And you're gonna get used tires.
Well, it depends what's in town.
He has under $1,000.
That's what she thinks. I told her I'm going to slow down on buying knives.
No, you weren't going to buy knives.
That's slowing down.
You just said I should have got it in writing. You should be on the lookout for chugga.
Mm-hmm.
Fleecy shirt came by here. It was in the...
There's trails all over this. Another erratic. Guess Barb's going to cut in front of me here.
Oh, lap 2.
Yeah, so we'll probably go up this a little ways. So if we're in Nova Scotia, I don't know if anyone's been paying attention much, but I have been rocking a little Grohmann number 104 stainless flat grind mini skinner. Look to an upcoming video about that. I kind of look at it as a very interesting alternative, we'll say, to the Mora Eldris. So we'll run that one through its paces and get it on video. And my latest Grohmann acquisition here. It's a nice little knife. I say little. It's pretty decent size. That's the number 4 survival and stainless. Pretty nice little knife. A nice background here, so a little bit of choil. Focus. A little bit of choil. Some jimping, full tang, pretty thick spine on it. I ended up putting a 30-degree bevel on it. It wasn't quite that, and I like my knife a little more keen, even if it's going to be hard use. The mini skinner I've got at 25 degrees. Rosewood handle. Lanyard hasn't bothered me too much yet. And it's got this cool little sharpened up, quasi-sharpened section on the spine, where the edges are in good shape for a ferro rod and scraping down to get some timber and kindling and things like that. So, I think since we're all the way here from the other side of the country and all the way up north, that maybe we'll make a little trip into the Grohmann factory and show you folks how some of the best knives are made. And I know some people will dispute that, but that's too bad. For what they're made for and who they're targeted at, awesome knife. Is it super steels? No, but it's probably close to or similar to 440A. But, ooh, it's tricky here. A lot has to do with your heat treat. So you can have a super steel with a pretty crummy heat treat and have a bad knife. And you can have pretty user-friendly steel, good heat treat, awesome knife.
So pretty.
Here's where we found ourselves. Here's a red squirrel.
I think the path probably goes further too.
Oh, probably. Here we are, just sweating our backsides off. So more as it comes. Well, guys, I got good news and bad news. Good news is we're in a really pretty spot here, which we'll go up and take a look at that lighthouse a little bit more in a sec. This is the tip of Caribou Island, and we just got back from the Grohmann knife factory. That's the good news. The bad news is they don't allow cameras, so you're not going to get to see any of that, unfortunately. But I did pick up another knife, and actually Barbara got a knife, and she wanted it and picked it herself. So interesting story behind that, connected to the north. So we're going to go get onto a little beach here somewhere and grab some tucker, and we'll continue on with our vacation here. So I'll see you in a second. Alright folks, so we're back here, and this is just going to be a little bit of a, not even a review because I'm going to use them for a while and show you how things work out, but just a little introduction. That's the number 104 mini skinner, number 3 Army with the flap sheath, number 4 Survival, all of them in stainless, these two in the regular saber grind, and this one only is available in the flat grind. So let's get them out of some leather here and take a peek. Alright, the sun has decided to join us. So you guys have seen this one in a couple of my videos. Haven't done too much crazy stuff with it, but I know it's primarily a skinning and caping knife, which it would be perfect for, honestly. But I also look at it as a pretty decent little option in comparison to the more Eldris. This would be a pretty nice little neck knife. I oftentimes have this on my belt and I don't need or want a great big huge knife with me. As you can see, it's flat grind. The edge that it came with was pretty okay, as all these knives were, but I do like putting my own edge on there. This one on my Lansky system I've done to 25 degrees on the bevel. And you can see there's a little bit of jimping up here. Not so much for the thumb, although you could do that, but I don't usually, unless I'm paring or something, put my thumb on the back of my knife on the spine. But for caping and getting in there, trying to do a nice job, especially on the head of something, around the feet, what a sweet little knife, just an extension of your finger. It's nice that it has that tang stamp on it here. So, Canada, Grohmann number 104 stainless, and this is laser etched, flat grind Canada. Rosewood handle, or scales, whatever you want to call it, brass rivets. This one I paid full price for. It's a regular top quality knife, and priced accordingly, which I can't remember. You can look those up at Grohmann's website, gknives.ca, I believe, or .com. I'll put it in the description probably. And if you were issued this as a field engineer or a jumper, here you go. This is the Grohmann number 3 in stainless with the Army sheath, also known as the boat knife or the yachtsman, depending on what sheath and accessories come with it. So for now, I'm keeping the lanyard cords on these. They haven't got it my way yet, and since these both have the flap, they're not going to be going anywhere. If it gets hooked on something in the bush, I usually don't really have that problem, even bushwhacking. So I've got, let's see if I can get a little glint here. I had to put my sharpening steel up there at the wind. Pretty much a mirror polish on the edge. Might be a little hard out here outdoors to get that to show up. But let me tell you, this feels like an extension of your hand for sure. And it's quite the slicer. So with most bushcraft knives, when you put a hammer fist grip on something, it's going to come straight out of your hand perpendicular like that. So with my wrist straight, I still have a good slicing angle. Now if I need to, I can always, if I'm push cutting and need to curl some stuff off in a straight line, but yeah, super fine tip on it, if it'll focus on that. I did some fairly detailed carving with this already for my little nephew here that we're visiting. Full tang again, I'll get all the specs for these when I do each knife individually. Like I say, this is just kind of an introduction. And I do have over here that number 4 Survival, also in stainless, number 4S. Like I say, I paid full price for this one in Yellowknife, and I'm definitely not upset about that. This will probably be my go-to belt knife doing any sort of field work involving aircraft or wildlife, or both, as the case usually is. Now, it's not a small knife. I mean, that's a good sized knife, but it doesn't feel as big as it looks. Now, there is a little bit of weight to it. You can buy these in kits as well. So if you wanted to put together your own knife, also extremely affordable to do that. But you could theoretically drill out the tang, the handle part of it, before you put your scales on. But keep in mind that's going to make it a little heavier out past the current balance point, which is just pretty much where in between this rivet and the end of the scale. So you might find that the balance point changes a bit. But regardless, great knife. I've used this a little bit so far here on vacation. And of course they do sell sharpening steels. Now, I like to take really good care of my knives when I sharpen them, but for field touch-ups, that's probably going to do the trick. And if you end up getting stuck somewhere long term, it'd be a really good piece of kit to have with you. So that's kind of a quick look. I'll give you a little chat about the factory here maybe in the next video, but I'll upload this. I'm doing a trip. I'm going to be going up to, well, a fairly isolated fly-in only community and do some teaching up there for 6 days, working 5 days and travel for 1. So I'll probably take at least one, if not a few of these with me. Take my little telescopic fishing rod, do a little bit of bushcraft, maybe get a fire going, and clean up some fish, see how it works, put it through its paces, and ongoing in the future, of course, I'll report back. And then after that trip, without any downtime, I've got another 4 days doing bear work, which sounds like a pretty sweet gig from the sounds of things, but I will probably take this one with me for that. I say this will be on my belt, but by the time I've got my vest on and all my kit and everything and all my ammo, I'll probably rig up a vest, I shouldn't say a vest, a belt, sorry, that'll go on top of my vest. Probably what I'll do with this one, so I have easy access in the event that I need to deploy it readily. So, that's it for now. Not the most exciting video maybe per se, but I'll do, like I say, one on the factory, just because it does deserve its own video. And like I said here earlier, I can't show you anything inside the factory, which is too bad. But I'll basically give you the radio play-by-play version. So, till next time, see you folks from, well, currently in Nova Scotia, but I should be back in the Northwest Territories here in a day. And we'll talk to you then. Have a good one, guys.